Welcome to VDEOMKR,
the podcast that cuts past the highlight reel and takes you straight into the raw, behind-the-scenes stories of creatives and makers. I'm Carly, founder of The Good Vibe Media, a woman-owned and operated video production agency and creative studio space. Every week on VDEOMKR, I sit down with filmmakers, creators, and creative entrepreneurs for a deep, honest conversation you don't typically hear. The late nights, the pivots, the breakdowns that shape the breakthroughs. These are the conversations and stories that people like me and so many other creatives need to hear. This is a space for growth, for lessons, for community, a place where we can learn from each other's real, unfiltered journeys. This is VDEOMKR. Let's get rolling. Welcome to Females Who Film, the series where we shine a spotlight on the women behind the lens, the edit, the pitch, and the vision. Here's the truth. Women make up less than 25% of key behind-the-scenes roles in film and television production. Directors, editors, cinematographers, still in 2025, the numbers are small. But the women who are out here, they're making serious waves. On this show, you'll hear raw, honest, behind-the-scenes conversations with powerhouse creatives who are breaking through ceilings, balancing passion with production schedules, and carving space for themselves in an industry that wasn't exactly built with them in mind. This is not a space for complaining. It's a space for creating, for dreaming louder, for sharing real stories from real women who are redefining what success looks like in film, media, and creative storytelling. And to be clear, we love our guys. We have learned so much from them, collaborated with them, and grown alongside them. But this mic, it's turned up for the women today because visibility breeds possibility. And if you can hear it, you can dream it. So whether you're a filmmaker, editor, writer, producer, or someone who's just starting out with a camera and a dream, you're in the right place. This is Females Who Film. Let's get rolling. Welcome back to another episode of VDEOMKR. I am your host, Carly, and today our guest is Miss Aubrey. Welcome.
Hi, Carly.
I mean, we have been talking about doing this episode for over 9 months now. So we basically cooked a baby.
Since the start.
Since the very start. And it's finally happening.
Yes.
So welcome,
I'm so
baby,
excited.
to the world. I cannot wait for you guys to get introduced to Aubrey. She is, well, let me just read your bio. Aubrey is our director of production here at The Good Vibe Media. She oversees every stage of the production process, from pre-production planning all the way through post-production, making sure our clients, crew, and projects run smoothly and successfully as possible. Before joining our team, Aubrey worked with a variety of video production companies and brands and spent time freelancing, creating everything from commercial campaigns and branded content to documentary storytelling, social media content, and feature projects. She graduated from Arizona State University with a degree in film and media production with an emphasis in directing. It's clear that storytelling and filmmaking have always been more than a career for her. They're her genuine passion. We are so excited to peel back the curtain on what it really takes to produce great work, build a career in this industry, and hear more about your journey. So welcome, Aubrey.
I love that. Great bio. Thank you.
We had a little help from our girl, Nikki. But I'm so excited. You have genuinely changed everything internally for us at The Good Vibe Media. And I know I've told you this so many times, but you've been such a massive expander for not only this company, but for me too. So I'm excited. I know we'll share a little bit of those stories and stuff too, but it really has been such an epic journey, and we're not even a full year into it yet.
I know. More to come.
So much more to come. Okay, let's get warmed up with some rapid fire. What do you say? Okay, what's the first thing that you ever made that you were super proud of?
Everything on my old YouTube channel, I'm not going to say the link because it haunts me, but everything that I made back in the day, so many horror shorts, I made some documentary ghost hunting stuff, some comedy, all of it I was so proud of, and I got so much support from my parents, even though it was all horrible, so it was so nice to actually be pushed.
That's
and
huge.
Continue doing it, you know.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And having the support of your family is really big, because a lot of
Mhm.
people look at this industry and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
can you really make
Become a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's do something that has a little more stability.
Yeah.
And so that's amazing. What is one editing tool that you cannot live without?
Command Z, my bestie. Command Z is the best. I mess up all the time. Try new things all the time. Command Z.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's a quickie. Instant gratification. What what's your favorite thing that you've ever captured?
Oh, my best friend just got engaged in January, and I got to photograph that, which was the best thing ever, because, you know, she's been my best friend since we were in preschool. And so to see going from making short films with her when we were like 5 and music videos when we were 6 to now watching her get engaged, that was super special. Best thing my camera has ever been pointed at, for sure.
Oh, that's
super
really,
special.
really special.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where do you feel the most creative?
Probably the bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bubbles?
Yeah,
Candles?
bubbles, Epsom salt,
Yeah.
candles.
Okay.
That and like a good carpet. Sometimes I like to just lay on the carpet and vibe out to some music.
Yeah, that's one thing that you and I related, just being
Yeah,
horizontal. I mean, it truly is.
Just thinking, letting everything process.
Yeah, when you're super grounded.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Okay, what's your go-to caffeine order?
It used to be energy drinks, but I'm trying to stop. So now it's cold brew and a good sugar-free creamer.
Which we have stocked up here at the Good Vibe Studios. What is a trend in filmmaking that you're really excited about?
Ooh, I'm loving the new wave of shooting analog. Like, I've never done it before personally, but it's something I really want to do. And, you know, seeing the stuff with the Odyssey and 70 millimeter, all that kind of stuff, I'd love to like play around with that, because I think it's going to be a big transition in the coming future for sure.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, who is someone that you would drop everything to collaborate with, and why?
Can they be dead?
Yes.
Okay.
I know your answer. Oh my gosh.
Michael Jackson and my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them would be really cool to collaborate with, for sure.
Epic. Oh, are we going to start crying like 40 seconds into the show? Okay. 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 What is one thing about your creative process that people would be surprised to know?
A lot of my ideas come from music. Like, a lot of it is audio that I hear, and then I'm able to visualize from there. So like, I could listen to a song and get an entire idea. And a lot of, like, regardless what kind of edit it is, I always have to like sit down, listen over and over and over again to kind of feel out what it is I want to tell, you know?
Yeah. They do say so much of like filmmaking and films and production is audio. It's all sound.
Yeah, it's all sound.
Yeah. To evoke that emotion and really set the tone for each scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's rewind the tapes. I want to hear a little bit more about your childhood. Let's bring up those YouTube videos.
Maybe one day. No, it's not the time.
So tell me, like, when did that spark happen? Tell me a little bit of that journey in the early years of how you knew you wanted to pursue this.
Yeah. Okay. Rewinding the tapes. My parents always had the camcorder, you know, back in the day. They were always super good about filming family memories and stuff. Then I think I got to an age before I could even speak, and I would go, my mom would be holding the camera and I'd go, do, 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 do. And I'd point at the camera, and it's because I wanted to see myself and like take the camera and play with it. And eventually, once I like had my footing and could do more than crawl, I would take it and run off with it and make a ton of fun stuff. And, you know, it went from like the tapes to like burning CDs to using a little flip camcorder. I don't know if you've ever used that, but then the iPod Touch came out when I was in like elementary school. And that was a game changer, because there was so much random stuff that I just filmed and would make my friends do just to make something out of it. And I, to this day, don't even know how I did some of this stuff. But it was always just kind of there, and there was something so special to me about like being able to take a moment, curate it to be something else, and keep it going and going and going, and into this like brand new story that touches hearts. I mean, at the time I thought that they were touching hearts, but it was just me being a silly, you know, 6-year-old playing around.
But look at the impact that it has made, and even
On
looking
life.
forward to for forever. I mean, that's like the coolest part is that, and what also is like so freaking cool is how people can see a moment or really a moment, and it can be perceived in so many different ways.
Totally.
I think that's the most beautiful part about like this art and this craft that we do, is that each lens is a little bit different. So
human perception is a beautiful thing.
it truly is. Okay, so let's fast forward to your time at ASU. Why did you really like specialize and want to pick directing?
Yeah. Well, I almost went to school to become a dentist.
Oh, wow.
That would
Plot twist.
Yeah. No. That would not have been fun for me. God bless them. We love dentists, but not for me. But then, I mean, school was kind of, I didn't know what I was doing in school. You know, I was just there, this kid from a small town that was like, I want to make movies. And so directing just kind of felt like the right fit, although there's plenty of different tracks that I loved about it. Like I love cam mopping, I love editing. I mean, that's like my strongest skill to this day. But something about directing where you just had such creative autonomy over a project, and a lot of it had to do with writing, which I also loved. It was just the perfect opportunity to say what I need to say, you know, in whatever way I could, and also lift the people up on the crew. That's a super important thing to me too, is like building the team around you that can execute whatever you're trying to tell and be passionate about it too.
Absolutely, because that tone that you set for them is going to have massive
Everything.
impact. In the final product too. Do you have any like favorite stories or projects during your college years that really made an impact to like prepare you into the world?
There's a few little comedy shorts that we did that were really fun. And then my senior thesis film, although I think if we redid it now, it would be very impactful, just like technically speaking. But that story was really close to my heart because I had to write it like a couple months after my dad passed, and like our senior thesis project, this big thing. And then I was like, okay, I have no idea what to write about. I have no creative things going on in my head. So I wrote this little story that just follows a girl kind of dealing with grief and finding herself at a young age. And it was a little bit different than what a lot of the other, you know, classmates did. But I was really proud of that story because it took a lot of work and a lot of vulnerability, which I didn't realize was so scary because it was like hundreds of people saying, you know, my internal world on screen, which is freaking terrifying. But I'm really proud of that. Yeah. And although I don't really show it much anymore, it's still something I'm like really happy I took the leap and did.
For sure. Yeah. And such a monumental like time of your life too. Like it almost probably felt a little therapeutic to be able to, you know, produce something that was so close to your heart and internal that way. So that's cool. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
I'll show you guys after.
Okay. I love that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about freelancing. What do you really feel freelancing taught you that like working for companies couldn't?
Biggest thing, I feel like when I was working at companies beforehand, it was like 9 to 5, okay, 5 p.m. I'm out. And then when I started freelancing, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I have to work until midnight tonight. And I started at 8 in the morning because, you know, these clients need something and there's one of me and I need to make money because I just quit my job, my safe job to do this. And I also love this. So once I got past the leap of being like, oh, I don't want to work 16-hour days, then it was like, oh wait, this is what I'm doing. This is a super beautiful career that not many people have the opportunity to pursue. So like I'm going to bust my ass trying to do it. And so moving into Good Vibe now, it's kind of the same thing where it's not just like, I'm clocking out at 5, bye. It taught me a lot about just how much work is really needed to execute something truly.
Totally.
Because I think that separates like good and great. Is the people that really, really care and the people that are like, this is just my job.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And finding areas in workflow too where you can like create a little more like efficiencies.
Yes.
Like there's some areas that maybe used to, I just know this even from like my experience of like, I would dwell and spend so much time on certain areas where it took me time to realize, oh, wait a second, I can take that 4 hours of work and like actually shift it to be 45. So that way I have more time to like pour into the creativity.
Yes.
Yeah. But you can't, like no one can really teach you that. You have to like find it for yourself,
Yeah.
right?
And also like taking on so many projects too. There were so many times where it's like you take on too much and you're like, ah.
Yeah. And then
But
you start
yeah.
taking on stuff where you're like, is this actually like, am I
Yeah.
just trying to pay my bills, or am I
Yeah.
actually like fulfilling my passion
Right.
in creation?
It's
So
a dichotomy for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. What would you say were like, do you have any stories of some of the biggest challenges that you faced in that early stage of your career?
In freelancing
Yeah.
specifically, I would say pricing.
Mm.
I'd be like, okay, I'll do this for $500 when it's actually something that's worth like 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
So there were times where I'd like be about to send an invoice and I'm like, no, but then deciding to send it anyway and realizing like that's what my work is worth. I've spent my entire life like with the relentless pursuit to like be the best in what I'm doing, no matter what it is in the film industry. And so I need to like stand by that.
Yeah.
And just like understanding how much I'm worth when it comes to the talent and the skill and the love that I'm pouring into a project.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that deeply. It took me a long time to figure out like my
Yeah.
value. And I remember I had a mentor early on that like basically told me, why don't you ask your client what their budget is?
Yeah.
And I remember asking that the first time, and they told me their budget, and it was 3 times the amount that in my head I thought I would
Yes.
charge. And that like shifted everything
Yeah.
for me. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what I'm producing is actually, it's worth so much more,
Yeah.
you know?
And you'll
Just
find
finding
those people
clients.
that are willing to pay. Like not everyone's down to pay
Yeah.
a couple grand for a video, but you're asking the wrong person then.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Was there ever a moment that you questioned staying in this industry?
No.
No,
Never.
yeah.
Like there's definitely
hard.
hard times where I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But it's never came to the point where I'm like, I can't do this, you know. I literally cannot see myself doing anything else other than this. And I don't care if it, you know, takes me 10 years to get to where I need to go, 20 years, 50 years, or 1 year. Like I will do this until I'm in the grave.
Yes. Oh, yes. So
Yeah.
good. Can you tell us the story of what ultimately led you to Good Vibe?
It's a long story. Well,
Condensed.
should I start from when we originally met?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the story.
Yeah, part of the story. Basically, I ghosted them.
We're like, wait, we really like
But I
this girl,
thought they
but where
ghosted-
is she?
So I think it was what, 2024 maybe?
Yeah.
And I was just looking to do some like side editing gig, you know, after my corporate job, on the side, extra cash. And I found them on Instagram, found you guys on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, these girls look so cool. They just posted about needing an editor. And so I DM'd you guys, I think, emailed, whatever. We had a quick meeting and it was super, super great. I mean, I fell in love with it immediately. And then I think you guys had me edit like your wedding reel for the year back when we were
Yeah.
doing weddings.
It was.
And I edited it. And I think you guys were like, it was kind of a back burner project. And you
Yeah.
sent me another project to
Yeah.
work on, keeping that one just on the side. And I didn't see that second email. So I was like, oh, I just sent this video and they didn't answer me. They hate my work. Great. Great.
Little did you know, we were
Yeah.
actually like
Yeah.
obsessing over you and really excited about
That's
the idea.
Crazy how the narratives we tell ourselves,
Truly though,
man.
right?
I was so upset. And then I ended up, when I went freelance last year, I was like, okay, I just kind of want to like increase the pool of where I'm collaborating. And I reached out to you guys, or I type in Nikki in my email and I see the email that she sent offering the new project. And I was
And
like,
this is
oh
like
my
a year
God,
later,
a year and a
right?
half.
Yeah.
And I thought that you guys ghosted me, but I ghosted you. So I reached out and I was like, it's worth a shot. She might not answer because that was super unprofessional of me. But then she answered like, I think 2 hours later and was like, come and meet with us, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then it was just, the rest is history.
The rest is history. And truly, it's like, I'm such a big believer in like divine timing. And there was
Yeah.
a reason why we needed to have that little space.
Yeah.
Because when you came in, it was like guns a-blazing.
And you know what's funny too is I think when I interviewed the first time, like back in 2023, 24, I was like, do you guys have any like director positions or like some kind of project manager? Like that's what I'm really passionate about and would really like to do. And you're like, no, just editing at this time.
Yeah.
And then when I started again as an editor, then after Create and Cultivate event, you guys were like, all right,
Here,
come
just
on the
run
team.
the whole production, please.
Here you go.
Handing it off to you.
Yeah.
But also like the experience and everything that you did in that time, you know, in between,
Yeah.
probably teed up and even obviously teed up such a beautiful relationship that we have now.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
again, all
Learned a
divine
lot.
timing. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about your role as director of production because everyone sees the final video, but tell the people what you do. It's a lot. It's a lot. Educate the people on what your role is and what you do behind the scenes.
So what I do is once a client has booked, once the discovery call is done, contract signed, I take the project, all the information we have, and then just kind of create an overall idea, vibe of what we're going for. From there, we have a pre-production call, and I'll talk with the client and we'll just really get into the nitty-gritty of what exactly the story that they're trying to tell, whether it be a brand video or a testimonial or just some social clips, like whatever the essence is we're trying to convey, that's all done in the pre-production call. From there, I kind of just condense everything into a document and putting in, you know, trying to add my own creative ideas along with following the client's story. And then pass it down to the team and collaborate with them to work on set and capture the vision. And then moving back onto editing, if I'm not editing it, we are working with the editor to just keep that vision going.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of good mix of creativity and logistical stuff, which is a good balance because I think I have strengths in both.
100%, 100%. And most people don't even realize like the percentage of from start to finish, like that pre-production is so critical. And that's really like when I said earlier, like you've expanded this company. It's like you have poured some like secret sauce on just because of your passion and your eye and your logistics and how you operate has just had such a massive impact in like that pre-production phase, which is so important to find success in the final product. So, and working with the team too. Like you said before, it's like you love finding crew and like not every project that we do is meant for some of the crew that we have, right? But you know everybody on our team so well that it's very easy for you to like handpick, okay, this is who needs to help execute the final vision. So it's really, really awesome.
Finding strengths.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what are the biggest fires you're putting out behind the scenes?
God, I don't even know. What am I allowed to say?
Nothing is off limits here. We are fully transparent. If there's moments too that you've like, oh yeah, that was a
I think the biggest thing would be like if we work with the client very meticulously on a vision and it's still not like meshing, which is never a problem. It's just sometimes there's a lot of things going on in our brains. All of our brains are different. We all have different things. We all use different verbiage for different things. And so I think if there's ever any issues with just making sure that the client's happy, I guess that's the biggest fire we're putting out.
Yeah, for sure. And their expectations are met.
Yeah, expectations met and that the goal is being like nail on the head.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you're very good with people too. Like you're able, even if that like internally you're like, wait a second, this is like shifting in a direction that I didn't think. You know, like our expectations are we are not in alignment right now. You're very quick to like make the client feel like heard, seen, and like recalibrate so that we are all on the same track. Because granted, it's a creative industry. It's a creative process, just like you said. So, and it's also like managing personalities and understanding those different types, which you're really, really good at.
Thanks. And there's some projects too that like are going to take 10 rounds of revisions as opposed to, you know, maybe a social video that's going to take one. Both are just as important. But if you're working on like docuseries, that's going to be probably like a good 7 rounds of edits. Yeah. And then, you know, a social meta ad might take 1 or 2.
True.
So just trying to like give attention where it's most efficient.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's super important. What's something that clients never realize is happening during a production?
Yeah, I think if we were talking like run and gun style, I think it would just have to be that we always have the story in our head. Like even if we're just pointing, if we're at an event and we're just pointing the gimbal and the camera at flowers in the centerpiece, like it's still adding to the story. If we're just filming random interactions, like there's an ultimate vision in each of our heads that we're all cohesive on as a team.
Yeah, communication is big.
Yeah.
There have been so many moments where like cam operator, especially for events and those run and gun type documentary style filming, where a camera operator, there's a moment or something, a visual or something that happens that actually like kind of shifts the idea of edit and of story. And it's something I'm so proud to like watch you all in the process of how you communicate that and being able to just like make it click.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I agree. There are those moments too, and especially when you're shooting outside. Like that's why I love shooting stuff outside, because there's so many random moments with like nature that can just, like a bird flies by and you're like, ooh, okay, that just totally changed the vibe. Like for example, on I think it was during Desert Classic when we were filming the docuseries, and Lisette got this fire, like amazing shot of the storm clouds coming in, and we didn't even know it was gonna storm.
No,
but she like talked to me in that moment, like in the camera. She's like, Aubrey, something's happening here, and it was fun to hear that. So it's just little moments like that that you can really like pay attention to shape whatever it is we're trying to tell.
How many times do you hear people talking into camera?
I wish people did it more. I love when they do that.
It's a little surprise and delight moment, right? Where you're like, oh, yep, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, let's talk about producing great work. What separates an average production from a great one?
A few things. I would say the team all being in like cohesive collaboration and enjoying it and being passionate. That's number one. And number two, the people that are a part of telling the stories. I think as storytellers, we have to be really good about understanding humans. Like we have to be very curious about people, because at the end of the day, we're trying to emotionally affect people to either A, make them want to like continue watching a docuseries and be invested in it, or also like want to buy this product, or also want to donate to this charity that's playing at this event. So it all comes from just like trying to be enthralled with human nature, I guess. Not to get all existential.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's so true. What do you think, or what would you say is your biggest priority when you are leading a crew?
Problem solving skills, for sure. Like if something doesn't work out, it's like, okay, got it, cut, move on.
Right.
You know, that and the details too.
Yeah.
Not dwell, and also paying attention to the details.
Yep.
And yeah, I'd say those two are biggest.
How much of production is planning versus problem solving?
That's a good question. I feel like pre-production is like all planning for the most part, because we have a lot of resources. We have the things we need. And then production comes and it's, you know, I'm trying to think of an example. Like if a mic dies, I don't know. It's like, okay, well, here's my phone, voice memo it, you know, we'll Adobe podcast later.
But you almost have to have that. Like that's so big when we're interviewing and we're onboarding new people on the crew and on the team, is like the biggest thing that everyone has to have, especially when you're on set, is how quick can you problem solve? Like you have to have that mentality and that attitude of, nope, there's always a solution.
Yeah, without complaining too.
Yeah.
And just being like open to it. Letting it roll.
Or like,
and
oh,
still
the mic is
enjoying it.
well, we got to reschedule.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, actually.
Yeah.
Let's find another
there's
solution.
a lot of ways you can problem solve for sure. Especially in editing. I'm a fix it in post girly.
You truly are. Sometimes I'm like, you throw out tricks and I'm like, wait, you can do that?
Yeah. Which I luckily don't have to do often, because our cam ops are so incredible here. But for my own stuff, I'm like, I'll just fix it later.
Yeah.
Which is like when your editing skills outweigh your cam op skills, it's like, okay, screw it, I'll just fix it myself. And it always works. So Probably should work on that though.
It's growth. It's opportunities for growth all the time.
Growth.
Okay, let's talk about a project that didn't go according to plan. When you think about a project that didn't go according to plan, what's the first one that comes into mind? And let's tell that story and talk about it a little bit.
Oh, that's a tough question. Like here or in general?
Like in general here.
Can you think of any?
I can, because there was like, we have seasons, right? Like there's busy seasons and then there's a little slow season.
Yeah.
Like summer is definitely slows down a little bit where we can kind of recalibrate.
Yeah.
But come like fall and then spring is really like massively busy. And we're aware, we know this, but we had a project that was by far like the biggest undertaking we had ever done. And it was the first time doing this beefy of a project, and also booked it at the same time that we had so many other projects going on, including traveling to another city and producing another massive project. So we were just like very full, right?
Yeah.
Tell me I can't and I will.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to tell this story because I got so many takeaways, and it was just a true testimony to you and your character and your professionalism, your work ethic and everything. Because trying to juggle it, I had an expectation that we could deliver project A by deadline A. And we had so many calls, so many meetings, so many conversations leading up to us leaving town for another trip.
Yeah.
And multiple times you're like, we can't execute it. And again, I'm like, tell me I can't and I will. But I'm
Miss
not.
Iron Man.
Like, I know, I'm like psychotic. But I totally, like, I remember and reflecting back on it, it's like I remember just like saying, nope, this is it. This is what we're doing, whatever. And you gave at least 3 that I can remember clear warnings. Like, listen, I don't know how this is going to be done. It could be done, but I don't know how it's going to be done in a way that like we should be executing it. So fast forward and we're a day before deadline A, literally at the airport, like trying to find solutions. And it was like a total like burnout moment where we had to have like some come to Jesus talks and crash out
editing in the airport.
And total, I was like not proud of that moment, but I feel like it was an opportunity for me, to really be slapped in the face with, again, like how much of an expander you are in setting each production up for the most success, to be able to execute it in a way that makes everybody proud and everybody feel good and everybody feel aligned.
Yeah. And 2, I think since you did like build this business from the ground up too, it's just like a matter of stepping into knowing like, oh wait, we don't have to like bootstrap everything now. You know, we have all of the resources, we have all of the people, we can, if not, we can get it, you know, to make it happen. So I think that was just like a transitional moment of being like, oh, we can figure this out. We just don't need to rush it. We don't need to do this, you know, under so much pressure, because it doesn't have to be like that.
It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
And it's always wise to allow more buffer than less. And truly, like, the right clients respect that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, we know what they care about is having the best in product that our work can execute.
Getting their money's worth.
Truly. And not rush through things in a way that, doesn't make everyone like feel super good and proud about. So,
right. And that's the fun part, is the process. If you're not enjoying the editing or enjoying the filming or enjoying the pre-production, like, you know, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And something needs to be, a little puzzle piece needs to be rearranged here, because you get to the end product, you get to watch your videos and it's so good, but that's why we started in this industry to begin with, is because I love to sit there for hours and edit. And if I'm not feeling that, okay, reframe, let's change something. Or if I'm like about to film something and I'm like, I don't want to, okay, like, you could be in a dentist office right now giving root canals, Aubrey. Get up. You know?
And I guess too, like, one more note before we like kind of transition into a new topic is Also, when you're taking on projects that are new territory, like something you're so excited about and you've been manifesting and bringing it in, it's like allow yourself more buffer than you even think you need. Like double it, honestly. Just triple it, honey. Just triple it because you'll be grateful that you did. It's new territory for you. You know, it's better that than, you know, you could surprise and delight yourself and actually like learn what that process feels like for that new type of,
which we did for that one. Which we did, and it feels good.
And it all turned out so beautifully, and like everyone was happy in it. But I feel like that was one of the biggest bumps in the road that I've felt in my professional career. And it's just a massive learning. Yeah,
I agree.
So let's talk about leadership a bit. You've gone from crew member to leading productions. How has your leadership style evolved?
Well, if we're going all the way back to when I was a kid and used to direct stuff, I was a bossy little girl. Like you hear me in the back of the videos, super bossy and like authoritative. Whereas I feel like now it's a lot more collaborative, and I learned that through school.
Yeah.
Like and cheerleading too. That taught me a lot about collaboration. But just treating it more of a team instead of like my way goes. Because that's no fun. I've worked on sets like that, and it's like, well, come on, we all have something to say. Everyone in this crew has something to say, something to contribute. So just like opening up the floor to everybody to contribute, because they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing for a reason.
And when you find, like, when you have that experience with such a good, connected, collaborative crew, and you feel that for the first time, it's like, whoa, that's actually where the magic of creativity lies.
Totally. And that goes back with, like, understanding humans, too. Like, I mean, still every day learning more about people and how they work and how they operate, what they believe. And I think that's super important in being a good leader, too, is just learning all different kinds of people. Shapes, sizes, colors, all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
So good.
We love humans.
I know. Me too. So happy. That is a requirement of being at Good Vibe. You got to love humans.
Yeah, true that.
What would you say is the hardest part about managing creative people?
Trying to understand everybody's skill set to the best of my ability. Because, like, obviously everyone is in their roles for a reason. Like, I will never fully understand what like a grip does. I mean, I probably could, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know certain terminology or certain, you know, rigs on a camera. So I think when people are talking about that, it's important to like try and challenge yourself to like learn everything in the pool of filmmaking.
Yeah, for sure. To know enough, but also like let them shine in that role.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
'cause that's what they're hired on for. So how do you build trust with both clients and crew?
I'd say just being kind and asking questions about them too.
Yeah.
Just making it never and explaining everything thoroughly too, because that's the biggest thing. Somebody, you know, pays a bunch of money for the video and they're like, what's going on? What is this giant silver thing that could kill me?
Yeah.
Just like, trying to explain everything to the best of my ability. And when you're working, say we're working with a product, and that's like their baby, and we're just taking it, filming this, like letting them see what's happening is super, super important. That's why I always love to have like a monitor up so they can be like, oh, wow, that looks cool. And they understand, you know, why we're going like this with the camera.
Oh my gosh. Like the magic. Can I plug a couple like Wamsetta?
Oh, yeah.
Being on set for that and seeing you guys, how everyone was working with the client. I mean, it was so magical and epic, because like when you're in the moment, again, like sometimes ideas flare up, and it could be, and it's because of this collaborative energy that you guys are like experiencing with that product. To feel
that's
it.
a fun one.
That was
really, really fun.
So epic. What qualities do you see in someone that really makes you want to work with them again?
Competence, warmth, and curiosity too. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings working together, and it's good to like get to know people on a personal level as well as a professional filmmaking level too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's good.
But if they know what they're doing, put them on.
Yes, totally. For sure. 100%. Okay, let's talk about working in video today because this industry changes all the time. What is different today than when you first started in the industry?
I would say the accessibility to high quality.
Yes.
Because when I started like making actual money off of videos, I was doing like sorority videos. I was shooting on like a Canon T5i 1080p, like not good. But I mean, we have 4K on our phone now, which is super, super cool and super exciting for the younger kids who, can't afford a Sony FX3 and they get to just like make stuff. I think that's the biggest transition I've seen in the last, 7, 8 years that I've been doing this. Yeah.
I would agree with that too. I remember being like 2010, 11, where I was still kind of in college, but I remember being like, oh, if you don't have a red camera, like you're not in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, and the red cameras were like
You shoot on your iPod?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. You're not legit. What trends excite you the most?
I'm loving the use of sound design on social media specifically. Like it makes everything so engaging. There's just so much going on. I think people are really understanding like how important that is to storytelling, not just the visuals.
I agree with that. That's super exciting. What do you feel like, what are some overhyped trends that you're just like, oh?
Probably like too much speed ramps. Like a lot of those edits that are just like, it's good for athletics and sports and stuff, it's really cool, but for cars, but just seeing just too much, sometimes less is more. I'm really loving also the like static shots, just super beautiful wide shots that I'm seeing on socials. Just hold, beautiful, move to the next instead of like cut.
Yes. Yeah, there's a time and place for that.
Less is more.
Yeah, I love it. Where do you feel like video production is heading in the next 5 years?
I think, well, for brands specifically, I see a lot more like behind the scenes stuff we're seeing now, but I'm seeing a lot of people like getting creative with narrative storytelling through commercials and social stuff and ads. A lot of just like utilizing whatever, getting more authentic with what we're doing, like to them, to their own ideas, I guess.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
100%. Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about a little bit of advice for aspiring filmmakers. If someone's watching this and they're wanting to get in the industry, or maybe there's a young creative that's hungry and interested. If you graduated from film school tomorrow, what would you do first? What's the one thing you would do first?
Knock on every door I could. And
Yeah.
Stop waiting. Yeah, stop waiting for opportunities to come to me. I did that for a while. I was like, I can't get this job. You have to put yourself in the room. Also, too, I think allowing yourself to dream big enough, because you either, worst case, learn a lesson, best case, your whole life changes. So just like utilizing your free will and doing whatever you want.
Truly.
To make what you want to make and tell the stories that you want to tell.
Yeah, that is such a gift.
Agreed.
Yeah, don't let it pass. Do you really think that film school is worth it? Like, would you go back and do film school again?
For me personally, yeah, because otherwise I probably would have been back in Indiana like, oh, what am I doing here? So it opened up a whole new world to me, because I didn't even, there's so many things I learned, but for somebody that grew up in LA around the industry, it might not be worth it.
Yeah.
Because the most experience comes from set. Like I learned more on 15 days on a feature film than I did in 4 years of film school. Truly.
For sure.
So
how did you
depends.
get the contact for getting on that feature film though? Was it through a connection you made at school?
Through one of my best friends that I made at school.
Yeah,
I guess
it's network. It builds your network.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but it does give you a little foot in the door to
True.
even in that time where people ask like, oh, who are you? What do you do? You're like, oh, I'm in film school.
Yeah.
I'm like laying foundation, and then people are like, oh, I should introduce you to so-and-so, or blah, blah, what skills matter more than technical ability?
Intuitive pacing. Yeah. I would say it's definitely a practice skill, but also I think some people are, gifted with it more than others. Just being able to know when to hold that shot just a beat longer to make it like, have that moment. Because there's just very micro changes that you could make to an edit that's like, makes all the world of a difference. Just even holding black screens and stuff longer.
For sure. 100%.
Just knowing where and when the emotion hits, I think, which comes with practice.
For sure. Feeling the emotions. Yeah. You got to be a little
You got to be dramatic.
Yeah, you do. Honestly. Let's talk a little bit about like building your portfolio. When and like how did you build your portfolio? And if you were to give advice to someone who doesn't have one yet, tell them how they should go about doing that.
Yeah. So when I was I made videos and stuff, tons of YouTube channels all growing up, all out there somewhere. And then when I got to college, I was like, okay, I need to start making money doing this because I can't work at a smoothie shop forever.
Yeah.
So I was in a sorority and I was like, let me do the videos, guys, on my T5i, my Canon T5i, 720p. Let me do it. They let me do it. I got paid for it. It was awesome. Such a good experience. I learned a lot, but that was where I first started. And then from there, it's just, trying to get out there and collaborating with people that are around you that want to do the same things. And we have the beautiful resource of the internet now that we can connect with anybody. Like go on TikTok, look up #filmmakers, and boom, you have a whole community right there that you could reach out with and collaborate with and set your location to wherever you are. And also too, just like shooting things in your house with what you have. I think I forgot about that for a long time and just recently started doing that, just making random stuff with my friends on the weekend as a grown 25-year-old. It's so rewarding and such a cathartic thing to do. So I think just playing around, using what you have.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
For sure. That's really good. Okay, let's shift gears to talk a little bit more about Good Vibe.
Okay.
Behind the scenes, pulling back the curtain. I want to know like what your favorite type of project is that we produce.
Docuseries.
Yes.
I love the reality TV style docuseries that gets to follow real people doing things. I love creating that drama, turning something out of nothing. It's so exciting. And I didn't realize that I loved doing that, editing those kind of projects so much until this past March.
Yeah. Shout out Tori.
Yeah. Shout out
That
Tori.
was such an awesome production. And then it fast forward into round 2 of you going to Oregon and just doing it all over again in a different format.
Yeah.
A
different format. But it's so fun. I never
cool.
really was into the documentary style filmmaking, truly. I was always like narrative or branded or commercial, like nothing else. But doing that, I was like, whoa, this is so fun.
So cool.
Yeah.
What has been like the craziest production day you've experienced thus far?
Probably when we were in Oregon and trying to, like, I don't golf, so trying to walk.
You learn a lot.
Like 2 hours, I was walking around that course by myself with a camera, just pointing it at anything I could shoot. And then it was a women's golf tournament, and I see men over there, and it's like, oh my God, I don't know where I'm going.
Like, am I actually off the beaten path?
Being on set of a docuseries filming was definitely like, okay, well, I don't know where I need to be, Well, not I don't know where I need to be, but there's a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
A lot of personalities.
For sure.
Everyone's mic'd, like a lot to keep track of, for sure. I don't know if that would be the craziest, though. Or maybe festival last year.
Yes.
My first project with
Dude,
you guys.
can you please talk a little bit about that? Because that was...
Where do I start?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give an
mean,
overarching, like for anyone that hasn't seen our work with Festival or Create and Cultivate, maybe you can give an overarching description of what we were doing and then narrow in on a little bit of the crazy that took place.
Yeah. So I was a contract editor last year when we did Festival, Create and Cultivate's Festival, and there was 3 editors and 7 videographers, 3 stages, a few roaming gals, roaming a stationary for each one.
It's basically Coachella for women in business.
Exactly.
Like that's the easiest way to describe it. Yeah.
And so I'm the newbie here, and I'm like,
first
editing away. First edit, we started filming at 8. First edit due at 10. Oh, okay. Also, never did live edits at this point. I think I might have told you guys I did because I wanted to do it. I might have lied.
You were very confident.
I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, we put full confidence into you.
So each of us had an edit due. I think it was 10, 12, and 4. Something along the lines of those brackets. And we were working off of one hard drive.
Learning lesson.
Single
Number 1.
hard drive. Trying to transfer between me, who had the hard drive mainly, and then the other 2 girls who also needed the hard drive to get footage for their own project or for their own edits that are due in an hour too.
Yep.
Waiting for the footage to transfer. It was just a whole thing. We figured it out I literally have no idea how. The client was incredibly happy.
Oh, so happy. But I will never forget coming, because we had an RV, like that was our mobile like studio, like editing cave basically. And I'll never forget like coming in at one point and you had this whole system set up with the coffee mugs and the little tray. And I was like, this is Aubrey. Like, she will find a way to create a system around this.
We had little, like, we cut up, I think, Cheez-Its boxes, and one of the editors taped it together, and it was like, okay, this is main stage, creator compound. This is this, other stage. And I was like, these need to be dumped. This is the stage you're at. Put them in the proper folder in the drive. Yeah. Whoever's dumping them, which I think I ultimately kind of took on.
Yeah.
And then after they're dumped, they go in the coffee mug. Videographers, grab only from this mug when you want to move on and take a card and go film the rest of the event.
Yeah.
But yeah, that little box was a lifesaver.
Came in clutch.
It did come in clutch.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was chaotic. There were definitely chaotic moments, but it was really fun.
It was like chaotic, but not in like a negative way.
Yeah, the vibes were high the whole time.
In that kind of environment where it's just like high pressure. And once we got the organization down the first day, it was like a smooth sailing the next.
Yeah. I know. Well, going back to one of the earlier questions, it's like, what do clients not know during production day? Client would have never known the dialogue we had, the problem solving we made. Like, there was
swear words happening in that RV.
Like, the random outbursts of singing.
Yeah.
That,
me like sitting there with a blanket while it's like 90 degrees outside because it's freezing. The RV squeezing my stress toy. Like,
truly though. Oh my gosh. Needless to say, we are going into year 2 with a server. We learned so much, but it also was like their first festival. It was just so epic to like be capturing something that it was also the very first like massive festival for women in business. So I just feel like that was such an
an awesome experience.
Yeah. Truly. What a way to come on board, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is most likely to forget a battery?
Out of who?
Out of the whole team.
You.
Yep. Forget anything, honestly.
Love you. I'll pick it up for you on the way.
How many times? Oh, man. Okay. What's one thing Nikki does that always makes you laugh?
Her Twitch. With the editing Twitch.
She does it so well.
It's because I'm starting to do it. That's why.
You guys are literally morphing into be the same human being. That is so funny. She's twitching right now. Okay. I love this. What's one thing about working at Good Vibe that people wouldn't expect?
We have very little like professional boundaries. Like, I don't know, the things we say to each other, it's like, ooh, that's not a normal workplace, man.
Do we need to call HR department?
No,
I don't know.
That's fine. But like the things that I've said, I'm like, ooh, I should not have said that to my boss. Like, I definitely should not have told the people that are paying me that story, but no one judges here.
Zero judgment.
Yeah.
It's all good vibes. I think it's because we have a little bit of that like culture and transparency though. It's like we also know, like, we know each other as like a whole human being.
Yeah.
And we trust each other as whole human beings,
True
you know?
that.
So when like shit goes down and we need to like zero in, like we know when that's time. You know what I mean?
Totally.
There's a time and place for it all, but that's a good one. Oh my gosh. Okay. What is your favorite client moment?
Anytime that a client says this made me cry, I'm like, yes, that is the freaking goal. That is the goal of everything I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
Make you cry.
Make you cry.
In a good way. In a good
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
Because I think it was Tori actually after Desert Classic. She saw one of the episodes and was like, OMG, like that made me tear up a lot.
Yeah. Well, and
And
she also said something like, you like this has brought like a spark back that I haven't
yeah,
had in a while.
that was
Oh,
like, oh my God.
oh
And
my
it was
God, I'm
over
gonna
like a
start crying.
scene that wasn't even, I didn't even find it to be that. But it just shows that we all have different perspectives. And it's so important to go through with what the client is looking for because it can literally change their lives.
100%.
Just a single video.
For sure. 100%. Okay, what does success look like to you today versus when you first started?
When I first started, success looked like an Oscar.
Yeah.
But now it looks more like finding joy in everything because at the end of the day, joy is worth more than money. So just like continuing to take on projects that make me happy and doing things in my day-to-day life that like get me to be a better artist and creative that are joyful.
That's really good. That's a really good segue into the next question I was going to
Yeah.
ask, which is like, what are you looking forward to? What are some projects that are coming up or something that you're really excited about?
I think the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to are just all the passion projects coming up, whether that be my own personal stuff, little like narrative shorts here and there, or the big passion project that's happening at the Good Vibe Media that we can't really talk about yet.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. But that one's going to be super
Huge.
exciting.
Yeah, this is a passion project that I feel like I've like dreamed about doing for not like specifically what this is, but like big picture.
essence,
The
yeah.
essence of it is something that I've like dreamed about since like being in film school, like
Yeah.
15 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
It
gonna
gives
be
me
magical.
goosies. It gives me all the goosies. And it's like even going into like year 10 of this business, I feel like it's just going to open up a new era of opportunity for our work. How about, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the like fun personal projects that you're doing, the passion projects?
I mean, it's all script writing right now. So it's very, very developmental and like ideas are all over the place and transitioning every day. But I think it's super exciting to just, I mean, I always say I'd rather make a film than go on vacation. So that's kind of like where I'm pouring my outside energy into.
Tell us where people can find you. How can they stay connected?
You can connect with me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram. Also, if you want to connect with me for a project, go to thegoodvibemedia.com.
And just come pay a visit at the studio sometime.
Come pay a visit at the studio.
You can hear her singing voice.
I'll welcome.
Yes, thank you. Okay, before we wrap up this episode, I want to ask you one more question, which is the letter to our future makers.
Yeah.
If a young creative or filmmaker found this podcast 10 years from now, what is one piece of advice that you would want them to take from you?
Yeah, like I said earlier, do the damn thing. Like allow yourself to dream big enough because I would rather feel let down than regretful. And I'd rather try than never know. And like I said, the worst case you learn, the best case, it changes your whole life.
Mic drop. Thank you, Aubrey, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Carly.
I love you.
Love you.
Big love.